I'd like to start by saying good afternoon, or good morning, and thank you to President Henberg and the members of the Board of Trustees that are here today. Second of all, I extend a warm welcome to our family and friends that made the trek to beautiful Caldwell, Idaho. I hope that I can provide some insight into the experiences that made the class of 2012 who we are today. Finally, my fellow classmates, it's really happening. Welcome to graduation. Let me say that I'm truly honored to be nominated as your senior class speaker. After freshman year, the probability of me becoming your senior class speaker was, well, I'll skip the rigorous mathematical proof and say it was unlikely. I can't imagine any of you would have pinned me as your speaker back then either. I was a bit misguided. So when I sat down to write this speech, I had to ask, what changed? The obvious answer is me. I changed. But what caused me to change? I contend that it was you, my fellow Yotes, you and your willingness to adapt and change along with me. We are the Obama class. No, I don't mean we're a bunch of Democrats, because that's obviously not true with people like Nate Geer and Matt Malik sitting amongst us. Political inclinations aside, I use this term because Obama campaigned for change, but he also represents something that remained constant during our 4 years here at the college. Let's talk a little bit about the changes we've seen here at the college. Well, Heyman sure doesn't look the same as it did 4 years ago. It's no longer a worn-out excuse for a dormitory, but man, did we have fun living in that building, and we made it our own space. That is until the mighty hand of Res Life delivered the North Haymanites away from the roofing tar to the land flowing with milk and honey, also known as Simplot. For all of you that lived in South Haymon, I want you to know that I still have nightmares about drowning in roofing tar. Let's not forget about the most important renovation. That's right, Boone. A good friend recently told me that I am a child of Boone Hall, and I have to agree. I spent a large portion of these last 4 years right behind me, slaving away at the Boone table. But Boone is not anything like it was 4 years ago. Sure, the exterior looks the same, but the inside is significantly different. As this building has changed, so have I. The renovation of Boone serves as a physical representation of the internal changes that I have undergone. Well, maybe you don't identify well with Boone. Pick a building that best represents you. The CAF and Simplot also underwent huge changes. I mean, the CAF was really confusing for a few days, so I'm sure some of you can identify with that. Some of you didn't undergo such drastic changes, but needed a new space for an interest or two. Well, then maybe the den better represents you. Lastly, some of you really had it together before coming to Caldwell. You are the Strayhorns and the turtling libraries of the class. But even you have changed a bit. These buildings gained a few couches or updated some computers. Likewise, you learned new skills and established some common ground with people you never knew before. Now, I'm not saying these renovations establish perfection, because I'm pretty sure that every sink in the organic chemistry lab still leaks. I'm just saying, we may look the same on the outside, but internally, we've all done some serious remodeling. Speaking of remodeling, we were one of the last classes to graduate with a liberal arts core, or LAC. As a chemistry and math physics double major with a human biology minor, I'm pretty familiar with the sciences, but I guess there are other departments. We've all had the liberal arts experience, and we've all fulfilled that LAC. Aside from these courses being a requirement, some of them have far-reaching implications on our lives. Some of our classes challenged us, some of them probably bored us, but most importantly, some of them have changed the direction of our lives. Maybe one of Dr. Kim's lectures sparked a passion for history, or maybe she made you hate history. Can some of you tolerate physics now that you took a class from Dr. Dull? Academics are the background experiences that have guided us down new pathways. At some point, our classes have taught us a life lesson or two. All of us have learned how to fail, and to fail gracefully. Maybe not an entire class, or even a single test, but in some way, we have all failed. More importantly, we have all learned how to apologize, and I mean how to sincerely apologize. Have any of you ever missed a class taught by Dr. Devine? Or walked in late to one of Dr. Berger's lectures? I have. And let me tell you, I'm still sorry. Most of us learned how to write and communicate effectively, even though all of this supposed writing didn't start until 10 p.m. the night before the due date. We have definitely become expert procrastinators. By that, I mean we've learned to balance our social lives with the rest of our obligations. With a campus community like ours, how could we not stay up until 3 a.m. talking with our classmates? Or stay up until 4 a.m. with your new best friend, trying to make that burger paper perfect, hoping that he'll forgive you for walking late the week before? Granted, 4 a.m. is not the best time to be bonding and making friends, but some of my closest friends come from these kind of experiences. Everyone has found at least one lifelong friend at the college. Some of you even found your soulmate. My freshman roommate, and now roommate of 3 years, Dan Kochi, will be one of my lifelong friends. Looking back, I don't know exactly how we made it work freshman year. I mean, he was the laid-back Hawaiian guy, and I was the uptight redneck from Idaho. But I'm so glad that I have that friendship. I learned more from Dan than I could have ever learned from my organic chemistry textbook. And I don't know the biochemical basis for self-control or anger management, but Dan demonstrated those traits, giving me something to emulate. Hopefully, he picked up a few things from me as well. Dan is a great example of a lifelong friend, but I will always be in debt to all of you from the class of 2012. Last year, I fell upon some hard times, and I needed a home away from home. You all served as my family. Everyone that heard about the trouble I was having stepped up and made an effort to talk to me. I knew that you all truly cared about me and my hardships. That is what being a Yote is all about. Creating friendships, supporting each other, creating a stronger community, and changing ourselves and our fellow classmates for the better. However, not everything has changed. In fact, a few things will never change. The first organic chemistry test will always make someone cry. Every year, someone will learn what happens when you fall asleep in a burger class. As much as I wish it weren't true, the bells on Hendron still won't ring. Sunbathers, beware. Fall will always terrorize the quad. Alan Price, please don't leave. The school will surely shut down if you do. Los Betos will always be so good, yet so bad for you at the same time. But I digress. The next big change in our lives is upon us. For some of us, there will be no more party rocking and no more spring flings. Graduation is the last mile marker before we set off to a lifetime of hard work and dedication to our families and careers. For others, the change will be less dramatic as we enter graduate schools and join a new academic community. But it's not the magnitude of the change that matters. Change is an additive effect. We have built our maturity over time by adapting to our lives. We're all very different people. We're all going to set off on our own careers. But that's the beauty of a liberal arts education. The common ground that holds us all together as a community, as Yotes, is the mutual experiences we shared during our short 4 years at this college. And by mutual experiences, I mean the constant preparation and acceptance of change that will allow each of us to become leaders. President Obama would be proud of our dedication to change. If that's not good enough for you, I'm proud of us, and you all should be proud of what we've accomplished as well. From here on, we may not see each other for a while, but don't worry, I'll be sure to look you up. Thank you for the opportunity to talk to you guys. Go Yotes!